Hello, welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with, this time, a Pick-a-Pal reading. I had been talking about that for the past however many weeks in January, saying that I was going to do a couple of Pick-a-Pal readings, and I am. I actually will have another one coming right after this, so, you know, whoever is watching this, you should see the next Pick-a-Pal reading right as, because I'm gonna upload them back to back, so you should see them. I will also get the elemental check-in readings. I will get that done as well. That will be under the community tab, and of course I will have the weekly check-in readings for Cancer, Libra, and Taurus. So look out for that. Well, that will go up Sunday if I feel up to it, because I'm kind of, you know, it's pretty, I don't know if you would consider it late or early where I am because it's like early in the morning. So like around, let's see, what do you call it, what time is it? It's 1:33 a.m. so I don't know, some people consider it late, some people consider it early, I don't know, whatever you want. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and do these Pick-a-Pal readings. I'm up, I'm feeling wired today, or yesterday. Saturday was a great day for me, so I had so much fun. I got my nails done, I did my own hair, I dyed it myself, and so yeah, feeling pretty good. And so before I get into the reading, let me go ahead and get my disclaimers out of the way. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are returning, thank you so much as well for rocking with me and being subscribed. As you listen along, make sure you're liking the video, sharing the video, leaving a comment in the comment section if you feel compelled to do so. Let me know how this Pick-a-Pal resonates. Subscribe. As you can hear, my heat just kicked on, the AC, so hey, I'm going to try to speak as loud as possible so that it kind of drowns it out. But I did a little test, so I don't think that it's that loud, but for it could be for other people. But other than that, as long as you're able to hear me, I think that's fine. But yeah, it is 13 degrees where I am. so yeah, the heat is gonna stay on, just like when it was hot. The air was gonna stay on. Okay, all right, so just gotta just bear with the sister. Okay. All the decks that I'm using will be in the description box below. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that information is also in the description, or the description box below. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't believe, I'm still a fairly new creator, so doing these readings, so I don't think anybody would be acting as me. But in the event that someone is doing it, I do not solicit for readings. You have to contact me. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Don't get God, okay? Because I do not reach out to people to do readings for them. That's something that you have to ask me about, and there's a process, so you can look down in the comment section and you'll get that information. All right, so I believe I got all my disclaimers out of the way. Oh, and my cousin's doggy is in my room, so he's hanging out in here, so sometimes he likes to fall asleep, so you will probably hear him in the background if he does his little huffs or little sounds or whatever. Sorry for that. That's sniffling. If or if he hears a noise, especially at the door, he will definitely bark. So again, that's just with the noise, and as well as living where I live, there's bound to be noises. So I will try to, like I said, keep that to a minimum, and go from there. So before I get into the piles, I want to talk about the full snow moon in Leo. So basically what this moon is about, and it's actually starting today, which is February 1st. We are in February as I'm making this video. So yeah, start of February. January had already been felt like a year already with all the mess that is going on in the world, but despite what's happening, we try to keep pushing. Okay. But anyway, so the full snow moon in Leo is about endurance, stamina, getting yourself going after what it is that you want. It's the deep winter time. Things are starting to, I feel like I think of it as, when you think about winter, things are freezing. Things are in a lot of places in the U.S., the East Coast as well as the South, where I'm in the South. So a lot of us are under like extreme cold weather. Some of us got winter weather. Some are still getting that. A lot of us are trying to thaw out, but it's a slow process. So I really feel like that goes exactly with the full moon or full snow moon in Leo. It's like, wanting to go after the things that you want to go after, but it could be a slow process. And so there's a need to not move so quickly, but still move, make progress, but don't try to go so fast to the point where you're moving on impulse and you're not giving yourself enough time to really process what you're trying to do, if that makes sense. But other than that, this is about survival. This is about, and with it being in Leo, this is going to be, people could be feeling very bold. Things could be very passionate, exciting. When you're talking to people, you may be, extremely assertive. And some people may not like that, but at the same time, it's like, there's nothing wrong with being assertive, or being direct. But, there is something to where you should have some decorum as well about it. So just, again, knowing your limits, if that makes sense. Okay. If that makes sense one more time, let me stop doing that. But yeah, this is all about your self-expression, passion, creativity. I also feel like, to me, Leos are very much comfortable in their skin, even if they do have, insecurity here or there. They're still very confident, in my opinion. And, they enjoy being out and about and in the spotlight. Very fire sign like. So, this is all about that time period, or this is all about that energy, being, very, what am I trying to say? Being very passionate and wanting to express yourself. Especially, what I'm getting is that this could also be a time where you're speaking up for yourself or standing up for yourself. And it's kind of like, you don't have to be like blunt to the point where you're being rude. You can just be direct, be kind about it and just say it plainly. There's no need to kind of, go off the rocker or anything like that. All right. And lastly, this is, I feel, with this new moon, or not new moon, new moon could be significant for somebody, but it's a full moon. With this full moon, it's all about like kind of shedding. I don't even know. I wonder if like lions shed. I'm curious. Matter of fact, I got my laptop right here so I can look it up. But yeah, with it being in Leo, I'm getting, you know how like pets, dogs and cats, they can shed, and it's like you're kind of shedding your coat, you know, kind of shedding a little bit, or shedding skin, like, and this is just, you know, these are just metaphors, obviously, but it's like you're shedding a layer or layers of yourself, kind of like an onion in a way, like you're, you know, there's so many layers to an onion. It's like you're kind of shedding or opening up, and you're kind of looking at the bits and pieces, what works, what doesn't work, what you want to get rid of, what you want to keep, what you want to bring in, that type of thing. So yeah, I'm just curious. I have to look this up because do lions shed? Okay, they do. I had to look that up. I had to be sure. Yeah. So that is what the full moon is about in a nutshell. So let's see how the cards, or the piles rather, speak to your individual experience of what you might encounter or what you might be going through for this full moon. And so you should have saw the options for pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pile 1 is a star. Pile 2 is the full moon. And pile 3 is a lightning bolt. Okay? If you feel drawn to more than one pile, totally fine. You can go look at, you know, listen to that, or listen to whichever one you choose, or you can listen to all of them, you know, whatever floats your boat. You know, it's all about following your intuition, you know, using your discernment, because a pick a pile reading, you know, or just a reading in general doesn't have to dictate your life. Okay? You know, you're the author of your own story. So, you know, you take what resonates and you just fall back on what doesn't. All right? Because this is a reading for a large collective, you know, so that means anybody who happens to come across my video. Okay? All right. So with all that being said, you know, you should have chosen your pile. The timestamps will be down below, as well as, you know, like I said, the decks. And so we're gonna get into it because I've been talking a lot with this introduction. I'm 13 minutes in. All right, so let's go ahead and get the cards out, and I'm just gonna lay them out so we can see what's going on. How about, let's do this that way. It looks, and look at that right there. Keep it over even more. All right, I'm gonna go through each card one by one. And my nose, it would want to act up right now. Sorry, y'all. I swear, sometimes whenever I get ready to read, sometimes I just get the sniffles for some reason, or my nose wants to run, or whatever. All right, so the first card that you have out, pile 1, is the Wheel, Archangel Michael. This is a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. So, yeah, for pile 1s, you could be really... with this full moon, you could be entering a time where, you know, you're feeling very good about yourself. You're feeling very good about your environment, the people that are in your circle, family, significant other, all the above. but you're feeling really good. Positive changes are coming into your life. All you need to do is just, fully embrace them. At least the opportunities and things that, really stick out or really speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't focus on anything that, kind of hinders you or makes you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Again, this is all about, sorry, y'all, my ear itch. This is all about, I don't know, somebody could be talking about y'all. Whenever the ear itches, it seems like people are talking about you. That's an old little superstition, but I do believe in that, because I swear to God, like, and this is kind of going off on a little tangent, mini tangent, but I swear, like, I will be, my ear will itch, or I'll get the sniffles or something, or it'll be some kind of thing, something will itch, or something will be just annoying, and it's somebody's talking about. I figure out that somebody was either thinking about me or talking about me, and they end up calling me or sending me a message, a DM or something like that. So could be that. Anyway, back to the card. So, fortune is on your side, like the card says. Also you could be working with Archangel, I don't know why I can't talk today. Archangel Michael, or Archangel Michael might want to work with you. So, if you believe in angels and that's, you're into that sort of thing, maybe reach out to Archangel Michael, and maybe he can assist you with some things, especially with protection of you, protection of your family, protection over your life, your anything to do with your well-being. I feel like Archangel Michael is very, like, he's what I think about when I think of like a protective uncle or something. You know what I'm saying? Like the uncle that always has your back, the uncle that is, going to be there at a moment's notice. They can get with it if they need to. So yeah. Other than that, I'm just trying to see if I get anything else from this card here. I don't think I do. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, going into this full moon, I don't know why I keep wanting to say new moon, but you do have new moon down here that came out from the Moonology card, so that could be significant. Maybe something that you are putting into motion here for this full moon will come to fruition during the new moon, and it could be a new moon in Cancer, or Cancer could be significant for you. Okay. All right, so moving along, we're going right to the new moon in Cancer. This is saying to relax. I feel like coming from the wheel, I feel like you kind of gone through like a cycle, but also, you've, like I said, I get the sense of someone putting something into motion during this full moon, and then it coming to fruition or coming to, light during this new moon in Cancer, because it says relax. So by this time you can kind of sit back, you can kind of relax and just kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor in a way, and just, be calm and collected and just enjoy. Okay. All right. And so then we have, it's a lot of moon energy. So you all could have, you could have air or, what was I going to say? Water in your chart. Okay, so then we have moon, water, and this is reset. So you have relax and you have reset. So I feel like you may, like, during this leading up to the next new moon, it don't have to be in Cancer, the sign Cancer or not, or you know what I mean. But as long as it's like a new moon, I feel like by the time you get to that new moon, I feel like you're going to be so at ease, so, and you can reset and you can figure out what it is that you want to tackle next or do next. And so, yeah, I just feel like, if there's a need for you all to, once you've done you know, all that work that you want to do, or you know, a situation or plans move forward. I feel like now it's kind of like starting, it's kind of like, okay, like the number 9, for instance, the number 9 or 10, rather. Let me see, let me make sure I'm saying what I'm saying correct. Always, I don't mind going and look it up. Yeah, so to me, 9 is about like fulfillment, endings, and things coming to fruition. But 10, which is the wheel here, that's, and I don't know if I even showed the cards to y'all, but yeah, this is the wheel. This is the new moon and Cancer card. Sorry, y'all. Moon water. Yeah. With the 10, sorry y'all, I got distracted for a second. The number 10, this is about completion. This is about renewal. Again, you got the reset, relax, renewal. And I'm also getting with those words, R-E, there could be like a Mercury retrograde coming up. I haven't checked that, but that could also be a part of this need to relax and reset, you know, reassess all the words, like reassess the things that are, you know, like I say, it's kind of like taking self-inventory in a way, you know, kind of going over each and every little step, you know, step by step, just to kind of see what's working, what's not working, you know, do I still enjoy being partnered with this person? Do I still enjoy being at this job? Is it serving me? You know, all those types of things. And, sometimes I hate when stuff is in my eye. But anyway. Well, actually, not some of the time, all the time. It's so annoying. Especially when you're trying to do something. But, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's like you're taking self-inventory. You're kind of seeing, again, I get the sense of somebody, I get the sense of you putting whatever is going on, like you're really going hard, you know, hard in the paint, on the things that you're working on here with the wheel, and you're completing things left and right, like you're completing, sorry y'all, I'm just trying to get whatever in the heck is in my eye out. It's so annoying. There we go. Okay. And it's like you're getting things done, and you're just kind of like, like I said, by the new moon, it's kind of like, okay, I just want to sit back and watch this, you know, my ships come in. I want to sit back and watch how my art, say if you're creating art or some sort, you want to sit back and see what happens. Also get a pickup on if someone, you know, if there's a situation where you were treated unfairly in a way, it's kind of like you're sitting back and you're just like, okay, I'm going to let whoever that person is or people are who've done X, Y, and Z to me, I'm going to just let them expose themselves. And so others can see the type of shiesty people that they are. I also get that type of energy too. So, you know, it could be, like I said, this is a reading for a collective, so it could be a number of things. Okay. Also with the moon energy out, be careful of illusions. Be careful of sort of like stepping into la la land in a way, and dwelling there, staying there, you know, kind of get out of your head and come back to reality. And just make sure that you're giving things attention that need to be given attention, and kind of leaving other things to this, or letting it fall by the wayside, if that makes sense. Okay, and so then we have High Priestess of Air. So when I think of High Priestess, I think of someone who's like extremely knowledgeable in the things that they're trying to accomplish. You know, they know exactly what they're doing, but also, you know, there is room for, you know, growth, and there's room to be taught, you know, by others. It's like you're open. It's like you're open to so many things, because I'm hearing the word so many options, or the words rather, so many options. So there's so many things that you all, this collective of Power One people, there's so much that you got going on that you have to choose from, and it's kind of like it's like, dang, where do I, you know, what do I choose? It's so many options. And High Priestess of air signs, to me, they can be, and I mentioned kind of get out of your head, but air signs, they can be very like in their heads about things. They're thinking nonstop. Their mind is like going a mile a minute, thinking about different scenarios, different things, yada yada yada. But I will read what this more in depth, what this card is about. So with you, numbers that could be significant for you are 10, 32, and 6. And it's funny, the Cancer signs, they look like 6s on their side. So I know not to be spooky, but you know, 666 could be, you know, significant for some of you. It's not demonic, y'all, okay? Like when you really like study and figure things out, you will understand and realize that the things that are called demonic, or, you know, taboo, or whatever the heck, you know, these are ancient teachings, ancient practices, and they're not of evil. You know, it's the people behind it, you know, that choose to do evil. So the things that you know, we're studying or what have you, they are not evil. It's just, you know, some people choose to use their powers for good, some people choose to use their powers for evil. So it's kind of like, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be neutral, you know, and only do more heinous stuff when people come at you, or do you want to be a good person? You know what I mean? It's like your choice. So that's kind of what that is. But let me go ahead and read what this is. All right, so it says High Priestess of Air. It says you have drawn the symbol of the vampire High Priestess of Air, the goddess of rational thoughts. Okay, so yeah, it's like kind of like I said, air signs are very cerebral. They're very much in their heads, very logical, very I feel kind of like Virgos. Air signs, especially Libra, since they're so close together, can be very analytical, very like tech savvy, very like matter of fact. You know, air signs, especially Libras, are very much about justice and getting justice, and, you know, doing the right thing. Gemini is about communication, but they're also kind of like, it's the twins, so it's kind of like you can kind of go between, you know, being kind of heart-based, leading from the heart, but you can also go back to thinking logically with your mind. So it's kind of like, and with the Cancer cards, the Moon cards out, that makes sense, because it's like, you know, it's almost like you need to have a balance. Like, it's okay. I feel like it's okay to have some whimsy here and there, but it's also like, okay, you know, make sure you know you're still staying in reality. Okay, so let me hurry up. It says logical thinking, reason, and using your mind to consider the next right action are the qualities encouraged by my vampire High Priestess of Air. Sorry, y'all. I know ain't nobody trying to not help or not want me to get this message out. Good grief. But it says, now is the time to think before you act. Didn't I say that earlier? Not acting on impulse and taking time to reassess and do all the things. Where did I stop? Let me get some water, y'all. See how stuff is. Something that I want me to tell y'all. I don't know why. Well, I'm gonna say it though. Whatever comes out, I'm gonna say it. So it says, now is the time to think before you act. You are blessed with a wondrous mind and an imagination. Your ability to communicate is enhanced when you meet the High Priestess of Air. This is the moment to have reasonable conversations and make calculated decisions. So yeah. Yeah, Pal 1. Like I said, definitely be reassessing people who are in your life, people who want to come into your life. You know, really take a step back and just really talk to yourself. And it's okay, it's okay to talk to yourself. Now, if you start hearing other voices that, you know, may warrant, and I'm no mental health expert or at all, but if you know, do feel like something else is talking to you, speaking to you, or doing things to you, definitely, and I don't know why this is coming out, but whatever comes out, I'm going to say it. Okay? If and I completely got on something else, but it just can't, it comes out. Definitely seek out help if you know you're struggling in that area. Okay? And that could just be maybe for like one or two people in this pile or collective. But seriously though, seek out help. You know, there are tools and resources out there that can help. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going on about. Reasonable conversations. If there's things that, like I mentioned before, if there are things that need to come out, there are things that need to be hashed out. You know, you can be direct about it. You don't have to be unkind about it. It's just, you know, making sure it's okay to, like I said, it's okay to be assertive, right? It's okay to be direct, as long as you keep in mind that this person that you're talking to, or several people that you're talking to, are human, and, you know, people make mistakes, but, you know, one time is a mistake, but if you know, keep repeating that, and I'm not talking about maybe like cheating or anything like that. Like, cheating is an active choice. Like, you choose to cheat. Like, you yeah, that's something that you actively choose. That's not a mistake. That's something that you actually wanted to do. But I'm speaking more so of like little things, like, you know, maybe you were a little bit absent-minded and you forgot an important assignment, or an important, you know, appointment or something like that. Like little things like that, or you forgot to do something around the house, whatever. Those are mistakes, right? You can miscalculate or misjudge a situation and act a certain way, and that may not have been the right way to act. It's, you know, stuff like that. But I want to go ahead and wrap this up because I know I'm rambling. But like I said, I keep going until I don't have any other things to say or any other messages coming through. So, you know, call me long-winded. I am when it comes to this. I am. But your affirmation, Pal 1, for this new moon, or I keep wanting to say new moon, full moon, is I am victorious. Again, that is I am victorious. Don't come from my handwriting. And that is that. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed that reading. And oh my gosh, like some of y'all, I don't know, it may be, It might be folks that don't even want y'all to speak. I'm like, dude. Dang. Just fighting me tooth and nail. Trying to get me to stop talking. But yeah, that was your reading pile 1. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. And we are going to go to pile number 2. When I get these cards out of my way. All right. All right, pile number 2. Cancer again. Pile number 1 had a Cancer card. This is so funny, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Y'all gonna see why I'm laughing, because wow. Okay. So pile number 2, if you chose the full moon, you are in the right place. The first card that you have out already is 9 of Water. 9 of Water. So, it says your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. So yeah, it's kind of similar to pile number 1, but I feel as though with this card, like you're very the collective in this pile. You all are very much content as well. And I feel like newness is coming into your life, like wishes coming true. Where pile number 1, and I don't know, maybe you all were trying to decide between these 2 piles, but where pile number 1 is that they're putting their things into motion and waiting for their wishes to come true. This pile has the wishes that have come true. You know, they are coming in or getting ready to in the near future, and like in the, you know, not so distant future, if that makes sense. You know, I'm thinking maybe like the next couple of months, you know. So yeah. But for this pile, yeah, you all are there, and it's kind of like you want to celebrate in a way, which nothing wrong with that. There are a number of ways that you can celebrate certain things coming into fruition and just, you know, happening, you know. All right, so and I don't know if I didn't show the card. This is the card. Kind of can't see it because it's very blue, but you got the little cups down here with the are those chalices? Yeah, and you got like little jewels and things, trinkets, and each little thingamabob. So you also, pile number 1, I got the sense that has a lot of options. You all, because whenever I see like different cups, multiple cups, I mean, or even though this is 9 of Water, because cups is, wait a minute, this cups, this might be coins. Yeah, so yeah, this is right. Whenever I see multiple cups, it makes me think of like several different options. So yeah, you know, you could be you can have a lot of things on your mind, for one, because I see Cancer is out here. Water sign. Then you have the moon as well, and it's kind of yeah, some like some of you all, whoever is in this pile, you could have been drawn to pile number 1. So I would definitely heavily suggest go take a look at that, just to get additional messages and confirmation. But I feel like this pile has a lot going on. They have a lot on their plate, which could also be indicated by these multiple cups. You have multiple cups to pour into, or in other words, people to take care of, to help, to assist, those things of that nature. But I think this is also a card where it's kind of reminding you to, you know, prepare for your wishes to come in. You know, especially if you're someone who helps others fulfill their wishes and their goals and their dreams. Now it's your turn. Concerns are fading away. And, you know, that could very well be the case for a handful of you. You all could be definitely be just kind of letting things kind of just ease away, or, you know, letting people that no longer, you know, kind of serve you. And that may sound kind of harsh to say serve you, but anyone that's kind of like stagnant towards you, or they give, you know, the weird vibes, the weird energy, and it's just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna you know, pass, you know, or just kind of, you know, like that person from a distance, and while you're slowly but surely kind of pulling back your energy here and there, that is coming out. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, take it as it resonates. Okay, so the signs that you have, you could be any water sign, but you have Cancer out here, as well as the moon. You got 2 full moons out here. Well, it says last quarter moon, but that's a full moon to me. So you may have that energy around you, or as we are going into this full moon. So yeah, Cancer, double Cancer. So you could be dealing with 2 Cancers. I don't know, or maybe 2 water signs. I don't know. I don't know how to, but however it resonates for you, apply it that way. So then we have last quarter moon in Cancer. This is take a breather. So there could be something that's kind of like overwhelming. I also get, I can see someone being kind of like annoyed with something, how something went. And it's kind of like, okay, how do I move in this situation? What are my next steps? What do I do? So it could also help if you're coming from pile number 1, or you were drawn to it. It would help to also take self-inventory for yourself. Check in with yourself. Take a breather, like it says, but check in with yourself and see, you know, what can be done about the need to take a breather. You know, what has happened, or what is happening for you to need to take a breather. And that's not to say that, you know, nobody deserves a break, you know, or a breather here and there, especially when they've been working hard. They do. But there's also, sometimes there's a reason why you get cards like this, like take a breather. You know, to me, this is like releasing any type of like pent-up aggression, not pent-up aggression, but pent-up feelings, emotions, kind of like naming them out loud. And if anybody is like uncomfortable, there's a reason why they are, and they need to be uncomfortable, especially if they are the ones who are making you feel a way. It's okay to express your emotions, right? Just so long as you do it in a healthy way, in a way that doesn't cause you harm or anyone else, unless, you know, it's self-defense or something. But other than that, yeah. And I'll end that on that. It's just kind of like, yeah, just kind of figure out why you need to take a breather. Are you moving? Are you trying to do too much? Pile number 2. Are you the pile number 2s that are so like busybodied and type A and have to get things done and so on and so forth? It's like pile number one, I felt like they were ambitious and a go-getter, but they kind of knew how to kind of take a step back and enjoy the fruits of their labor, if that makes sense. Pile number 2, I feel like you all are also doing a lot, but you're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking a breather. You're not taking a break. You're just constantly still going. So yeah, but I'm gonna put a pin in that, or just leave that be right there. Um, and the numbers that are significant here are 9. It looks like a 6 on its side, and then a 9. I'm not gonna 69 may be significant, okay? And don't make no funny jokes in the comments section. 21 and 50. But then we have witching herbs, and this is nourishment. Do things that feed your soul. Do things that feed your mind mentally. You know, this makes me think of self-care, nourishment, nourishing yourself, nourishing your goals. Like, what is it that you want to accomplish and do, you know, even if it's not something that's, you know, happening overnight. It's just, you know, you need to look and, you know, figure that out, if that makes sense. I said it again. Also, you know, it could be that you may need to, or maybe called to, I'm going to say need to, maybe you're called to work with herbs, different herbs. Maybe they could kind of enhance, you know, or, you know, if you're feeling, for instance, if you're feeling kind of sluggish, if you have brain fog, I know there are certain things that you can take vitamin wise, and, you know, or even just, you know, herbs in general. You know, you can cook with them, you can dress candles with them, if you're doing, you know, spell work or ritual work, whatever. So there's a need to, especially if you are of the, you know, witchy persuasion and you do spells, or even in hoodoo or voodoo or whatever. It could be a thing where, for some of you, maybe you need to get back into that. Maybe you need to like deepen your knowledge more, and see if there's anything that you may need to know about, or maybe want to learn about, when it comes to this herbs. This is also, you could also be, I'm also getting like a apothecary type thing. Because this, looking at this card, it makes me think of like a little apothecary. And, you know, you can go in there and you can harvest certain things, and, you know, whatever the case may be. I also get maybe with these witching herbs, I don't know why, but I just see like a cottage out in the woods somewhere, and maybe just a handful of you in this pile. Maybe you want to be like that. Maybe you want to live off grid, you know, or maybe like start a community garden within your neighborhood so that people can get, you know, have access to have access to fresh, you know, vegetables and fresh fruits. That could be something that's kind of near and dear to you, and something that you're, you know, working on and trying to figure out the best course of action to make that possible. Even like staying, you know, because I've seen those, I've seen those neighborhoods where, what am I trying to say? It's like the whole family has a house or something, like, or has their own individual house. It's like a little small village or neighborhood. I think it would be more like a village in a way, because even if it is like, because of the places that I saw, it looked like it was kind of like out, kind of secluded, kind of to itself, but also it wasn't that far away from like towns, or not towns, I'm sorry, events or things to do. So yeah, like I said, some of you may want to pursue living off grid, and maybe you could, part of like taking a breather, maybe you can assess and see if that is something that you really truly would want to do, as opposed to, you know, it being kind of like a kind of like one of those flying fantasies in a way. It's like you're not, you want to do it, but you don't put any action into it. So, sorry, y'all. I got all that from this card, but but seriously, go with the flow and do what you are called to do. So then you have the moon card, little kitty. I love black cats. And then you have the full moon here too, double time. So yeah, that's why I feel like you're dealing with someone who, two cancers, I feel, or for some of you, or you could be the Cancer, or whatever, it could just be someone else that that you interact with, that you may not know that their sign is a Cancer. Okay. Again, with the moon card, it just makes me think of, someone being like highly intuitive, being able to kind of read people's energy as far as like looking at their body language, what it is that they're saying, but also how their body reacts to the things that they're saying. They're kind of jittery and, quick to leave, that type of stuff. It can, what am I trying to say? With the moon, it can make you look at illusions, but also I feel like it can make you question or second guess things that you already know, if that makes sense. And oh my god, I've said that for the fourth time, if that makes sense. But no, you just have to, like I said, there's a happy balance in there. It's like, it's okay to have, like I said, it's okay to dream big. It's okay to have a sense of whimsy, but at the same time, it's like, with the moon card, this is all about like, what am I trying to say? You can be disillusioned by somebody that you really are digging, and they turn out not to be who you thought they were, and then, which, it's no fault of your own, because sometimes, most of the time, people mask. The people that you're first meeting is not the person that you will know somewhere on down the line. So it's a good idea to take a breather, like up here, and assess things. So again, I really feel like pile number 2, you may have been drawn to pile number 1. So again, definitely go check that out, to see if any additional messages come out for you from that. Excuse me. Yeah, I just really, and this, for some reason, so in both cards here, the figure is staring like out to the audience, or out to whoever's looking at it. The cat is doing the same, but it also looks like it wants to be followed. So there could be a situation where maybe you've always taken the lead, but now it's time for you to take a step back, or it could be vice versa. But it's also like, don't get so caught up in the head space, or thinking with, trying to overanalyze in a way, but also just, I'm hearing believing in delusions but before you've been given the facts. So there could be a situation that pops up or comes up. Really, there could be a situation that pops up or happens where you have to be like, yeah, I don't know what I saw, or I don't know if whatever XYZ is true, but I'm gonna still act with integrity, and then, get to the bottom of whatever is happening, so that I don't jump to conclusions. All right, so I know I was all over the place, pile number 2, but hopefully some of these messages resonated, but this is what I'm getting from the cards. So just be careful because you got a lot of moon out here. Just be careful with being under, what is it? Being delusional. There can be some leeway for, like, you know, fun and, you know, lightheartedness, but at the same time, there are certain things that are serious. Okay, there are certain things that are not, you know, one way. It can be several different ways. So just with the, because with, yeah, like I said, with the moon card, you can also be very emotional during this full moon. And it could be surrounding like wishes coming true, but I also get like relationships and kind of trying to see you know, where that may go. So don't be disillusioned by, you know, a cute face, handsome face, whatever. You know, really assess your relationships. Seriously, really assess your relationships. All right, so I'll end on that, but I'm gonna give your affirmation, and it says, "It is safe to put myself first." Again, it is safe to put myself first, and that is by Abiola Abrams. I really love this quote, so I had to write it down on my little affirmation cards. I believe that's all I have. So that was your reading pile number 2. Like I said, I know I was all over the place, but hopefully it resonated, and I will see you in the next one. Dang it. I will do that because I do not feel like I do not feel like bending down to get this top right now. All right, pile number 3. I'm sorry. I just started turning over your cards before I mentioned that we were on pile number 3. Sorry about that. All right, we're going to get right into it. Pile number 3. 8 of Fire is your first card that came out, and this is events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once, and I will go through each card one by one. But with this card, 8 of Fire, this is the 8 of Wands in their original tarot. But yeah, and I feel it's so funny because throughout these piles, I feel like I've gotten that message of everything going at a fast pace, trying to do multiple things at once, not being able to focus, that type of thing. But also, things are starting to stop being delayed. It's just kind of like, you know, wow. How do I come up from air? But this is very, to me, this is like very like unpredictable, chaotic energy, but also when directed correctly, it can be very fruitful. It can be like very electrifying in a way, and it can ignite certain things within you. It can make you, you know, if you are the type of person who has things to do, like reports to do, what else am I trying to say? You have to meet like certain deadlines, you know, that can be overwhelming. So that's where that many things happening at once comes in. All right, so during this full moon, that could be your theme. Pile number 3 is that, you know, trying to, and this, I've been talking about balance throughout this whole reading among the different piles. if things are moving too fast, or delays, because I know delays can be frustrating no matter what it is. So it's yeah, it's a lot going on, and it's just a matter of just seeing things through, but also just not allowing it to get to you. Take the breaks that you need when you need them, but also get back in the game. Okay, so now we have new moon in Sagittarius. This is focused on the positive. A lot of fire energy, so a lot of you could be fire signs in this pile. 8 is significant. The number 18 and 15 are also significant in what you're dealing with this energy, pile number 3. Okay. With new moon in Sagittarius, this is focused on the positive. I feel like I would not say, because again, the moon is, you can kind of see it look full, but it's shaded. Focusing on the positive, it's like you can focus on that, but at the same time you shouldn't be afraid to call anything out if needed, especially with the Sagittarius. That's a fire sign, so fire signs are very in your face and direct. I feel like with pile number 3, this could be a case of where people say the word, or what am I trying to say? You focus on the positive. I feel like that's what you should do that, but at the same time, it's just like whenever you need to, what are the words I'm looking for? Sorry, y'all, for going so silent, because there's so many there's so many things coming in my mind right now. And I'm trying to figure out how to word it correctly, because it's like going. Focusing solely on the positive, I do believe you should do that, but at the same time, you shouldn't dwell on that, I guess, or put too much stock into what you are envisioning. It's like you have to kind of work for that, but also you can have the vision, but it's also things that you have, there's steps that you have to take. So focusing on the positive, yes, you should see the good in situations, but at the same time, it's like, okay, but I cannot ignore certain things that are happening. Does that make okay? So then we have cast a circle. This is number 18, and it says raising vibrations. I feel like you might be getting together with friends, maybe even family, to celebrate something, to raise your vibration, to, have a good time. So cast a circle, raise the vibrations. I feel like this is, for some of you, this could be like, maybe you take some time to meet up with new friends or existing friends, and maybe, everybody's been so busy that now is the time that, they can kind of get together and have a ball. So yeah, that's the only thing I really get from that card. I'm just, let me make sure. Some of you could even be, like, if you're into witchy things, some of you could actually have a coven of 3 or more people. Because there's one additional figure on this other card here, but they look like a ghost, but yeah. But nonetheless, you have people who want to be, could be, I'm laughing because it's like, I'm seeing somebody wanting to like join in on her coven, and it's kind of like, okay, but you do this, gotta do that, you know. I don't know. I feel like that's so random, but yeah. Yeah. Cast a circle, come for the vibes, have a fun. Okay? And that could also go back to focusing on the positive. It's like raising vibrations, like, yeah, it's kind of like knowing when to have fun, knowing when to kind of slow down, knowing when to like go after certain things. Okay, that could be like the positivity. Is like watching it raise your vibration, make you know what I mean, like that's positive, but at the same time it's like, yeah, but I don't want to lose sight of what is, you know, correct. And I think that segues great into fragment. This could be like kind of chipping away at different little aspects about yourself, pile number 3. And it's kind of like, don't pick yourself apart. So it's like you're fragmented, like there are pieces of you here, there, and everywhere. And it's kind of like, how do I mold this together and become who I want to be? So that's what fragment means to me. And so then we have your affirmation here is, I live a luxurious life. I live a luxurious life. So yeah, this could be a situation where you do have to like focus on the positive in order to get yourself to where you need to go. It's kind of like almost faking it till you're making it, or fake it till you make it. Yeah. Like when you feel fragmented, it kind of leaves you stuck, almost kind of like a ghost in a way. Like they are just stuck there, and it's so like, no, let me go ahead and fix these fix these cracks, fix whatever, you know, fragments here, there, everywhere, you know, that need fixing. Okay. So like I said, I know I rambled. Hopefully these pals resonated with you all, because it's a lot to do these readings. I enjoy doing them, don't get me wrong, but talking a lot, it can wear on my throat. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a break before I do the other reading I do, because might have to go give me a little snack too. Anyway, that was your reading, pile number 3. Like I said, I hope it resonated. Y'all, make sure if you've made it this far, make sure you're liking this video. Make sure you leave a comment. And yeah, that will be it. Have a good night, y'all. Bye, or morning, whatever. Bye.